Welcome everyone to day 2 of the 5-day total wellness resets. A couple of things before we get started. There may be a few more people joining us, so we'll do kind of a slow start right now while people hop on the call. And if you're catching this in the recording, feel free to fast forward if you need to get to the good stuff. First things first, I am in my home studio. And my father is watching Hazel, my daughter upstairs. Excuse me, let me just see what that was. Okay. Yeah, so people are joining. Awesome. Um, okay, so if you can hear, like I can hear little footsteps running around upstairs. Um, if you can hear some of the background noise from my side of things, I genuinely apologize. I hope it's not too distracting. I was hoping that Grandpa and Hazel could go on a walk today and get out of the house and go do their own thing, but it is so, so cold, and Hazy is in one of those just, what do you want me to do? Let me do the opposite phases. So she's doing her own thing upstairs, probably bouncing off the walls. So let's send a little grace to my dad. While we can enjoy a little peace and quiet down here, he's in chaos, I'm sure, upstairs. So I hope that's not too distracting, and just know that this can be a really good introduction into meditation. When we have to overcome some of the things that are limiting us in our environment, it's an opportunity to adopt that ahimsa, or the practice of non-harming and non-judgment. So if I was sitting here and I was thinking, gosh darn it, Hazel's so crazy. She's creating this negative experience for you or for my dad or for me. This can create a lot of negative energy, right? Like we start to feel tension in our body. We start to feel our mind racing. And this is just an example, right? This can happen with any number of things. If our boss pisses us off, if our husband isn't responding in a emotionally intelligent way that we wish maybe they would, or whatever the case may be, right? We feel that physically in our body and energetically, and also in our mind and our thoughts. So I think it's a really good example of how mindfulness can help us to adopt this practice of not judging, not attaching to the outcome of things or what's going on around us, and really using and directing that energy that we have of awareness. Like, I'm aware of these negative things, right? But directing that to what we can control, which is our own physiological response, our own emotional response. And I think that's a perfect tie-in to what we're discussing today, which is regulating our emotions so that we have more control over how we feel and how we respond to things that are stressing us, things that are aggravating us, things that are really uncomfortable, or things that are amazing, right? Because we can regulate good emotions too. So I just want to take a second, make sure everyone can see me, hear me, maybe give me a thumbs up just to make sure you are here, present, ready to go. We'll spend about 20 to 30 minutes today, and we'll do a little practice together towards the end. But I kind of want to explain what we're doing first. So grab your tea, grab your essential oils, get into your comfortable space. Maybe kick off your shoes, put on your cozy sweatshirt, whatever you need to feel really present, grounded, and ready to receive. And then let's get started. So day 2 of the 5-day wellness reset, I want to bring to our awareness the element of water. In our discussion today, water is going to help represent our emotions. So when we talk about water, we need to think about all of water's different qualities. So you might picture like a flowing river, or a cool, calm, still pond, or the raging waves of the ocean after a storm, right? Water can take on all of these qualities, but a lot of times it fits into the form that is presented to it. So water follows the riverbank, water follows the line of the sand on the beach, because water tends to go with the flow, right? It goes with gravity, it flows in a particular way. And I think our emotions, at least for me personally, do something very similar. right? Like if we are aware of our emotions, we can probably feel them raging, calming down, but all held within this experience, right? Like my anger feels like this, or my sadness feels like this. Those are kind of the boundaries of the riverbank, and the emotion is what the water is doing within those boundaries. So I use this analogy because all of what I do and what I want to present to you with this practice is coming back to acknowledging that some things just are the way that they are, right? We don't go outside and look at the ocean and think, I want to change that. I want to make it perfect. I want it to stop moving. I want it to be mine, right? We look at the ocean and we observe its beauty and we honor it, right? We sit and we listen, we dip our toes in the sand. Maybe we go to the river and we throw a leaf in and we watch it travel down the river, not hoping that it will stay still or do something different, right? We just allow water, we allow nature to be her beautiful, imperfect, impermanent self. And there is an aspect of that within us as well. I know from my experience when I try to run full force towards change, right? I lose the softness and the subtleness of accepting what is without needing to change. And a lot of times, this can create more discomfort when we are so unhappy and so ready to make progress and so ready to change and so ready to beat our goal weight and run that mile a little bit faster and just, gosh darn it, why can't I get this habit down? Why can't I just do it? And then we lose the beauty and we lose the presence and we lose that subtle awareness that is our teacher and that can be our guide. And so, as we go through this practice, and we have a few more days together, but I really hope we can take this into the weeks and months and years to come. I want in this next few days at least to practice that observance, right? You're sitting by the river and you're allowing the water to flow in the way that it was designed to flow. And yes, we might want it to change. And yes, we may desire a new outcome. But for just a moment, let's pause and observe without the need to change. So I say all this because I personally have struggled a lot with emotional regulation, right? I am the type of person who has really high highs and really low lows. And sometimes those cycle very quickly and I'm uncomfortable. Sometimes the people around me are uncomfortable because I might go from super happy mom to get away from me. I don't want to be around anyone, mom. And for a long time, I wanted that to change, right? I wanted to be happy all the time. I wanted to not have to think about my emotions and to just be like someone else who appeared to not have this thing going on that I have going on. And for now, what if that doesn't change, right? What if that's who I am? I am like the ocean, those are my waves. What if that is the way that it is, right? Me wanting to change something that's not going to change is going to cause more discomfort. So, me being able to sit with the ups and the downs can help to mitigate those high highs and those low lows. And something really powerful that I have adopted from other philosophies, for example, Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius's book of meditations, he talks a little bit about this idea that we should not attach to anything, including the highs. He kind of speaks to this idea that good things will happen to us. And if we allow ourselves to ride that high, we'll start to crave it. We'll start to desire it. We'll start to feel uncomfortable when we're not at that high. And same with the low lows, right? We'll start to attach to that and say, I don't want this to be who I am. Let's change it. Let's get out of it. But if we can take a step back and observe the lows and the highs, we'll start to see that there is a middle path. There is a space between the highs and the lows that we can actually stay a little bit longer. We can actually enjoy both sides of the spectrum without attaching to the highs and wanting to live there all the time, and without getting really sucked under by the lows. And I think this is also found in yoga philosophy. It's found in other spiritual practices where, we are not meant to attach to these fluctuating emotions. We're meant to sit back and observe with curiosity, to grow and hone our intelligence and our awareness and our intuition, because these emotions are like a way that the body converses with us, this unique foreign language that we have to spend our lifetime uncovering. And so, the practice that I want to share with you today is a great way to sit with emotions, feel a subtle change, but removing the judgment and removing the negative mindset and removing that inner dialogue that says, I should be happy, or I don't want to feel this way, or, it would be better if I blink. And we're going to practice sitting with emotions with an open mind and giving ourselves unconditional love no matter what the outcome is. Because sometimes these things are the way that they are and there is no way to change it, right? I cannot dictate what my emotions are going to look like tomorrow, next year. There may be a tragic event in my future and I can't foresee or I can't control those things. And so the practice is the observance and the presence of what is, so that we learn to not attach and we learn to hold on to the truth, which is what we can control in the moment, ourselves. So I would like to share EFT tapping. EFT is short for emotional freedom technique. It's a technique that combines several different modalities to help us regulate our emotions in the present moment. So we're going to practice it together so that you can tangibly feel the effects and hopefully go on and use it today, tomorrow, and beyond. Before we get into that though, I want to think back to yesterday, and if you haven't seen the video yet, please go find the link and make sure to watch it. I think there's a lot of good stuff there about grounding and the earth element, and we did some breath work too. And I also asked a question. Look at those little footsteps. I know, I can hear them. I also asked a question and wanted you to share with the group about your goal for these 5 days. So bringing back to mind that goal that you have for yourself, we're going to kind of tie that into today as well. So EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique, combines different modalities. It uses mindfulness, which I think is inherent in so many embodiment practices, and it uses meridians. So this could be found in Chinese medicine with acupuncture. It could be thought of as more physical, like the myofascial meridians, and where those merge together to create energetic hotspots. Or in yoga, these are often thought of as chakras or energy centers. And then it uses affirmation, which is a great way to help rewire the brain, to help create new neural pathways that promote a different response in the body. And the more that we practice this, the stronger those pathways become. Our brain is always taking in information and it's hungry for growth. It kind of wants to be told, what do I do? What do I do next? How do I create a path of least resistance so that this experience can be more streamlined in the future? So as we go through this affirmation and we activate these pressure points and we use our mantra, we'll be helping our brain to better problem solve and to think more critically and overcome these high highs and low lows and find that middle ground. So I'll lead us through. There'll be different points that we will tap on, and I'll kind of explain each one. We'll tap on these different points together and we'll adopt a mantra to help us overcome an emotion in this present moment. So let's take a minute here, and just for now, we're going to settle into a little bit of mindful meditation. So settle into your comfortable seats. Take a minute to fully arrive. Look around the room, smell your essential oils, and just get into your body. Feel your breath, feel the energy within you, swirling with the energy around you. And bring to mind your goal for this practice. What is your intention for the next few days? So for this practice, we're gonna adopt a mantra, and I would love for it to be formulated around your goal or something specific that you are working on. It might be anxiety or insomnia, it might be body image, it might be anything under the sun. But we're going to create an affirmation, a statement that we desire to be true, and it will sound something like this. Even though I blank have anxiety, I'm experiencing anxiety in this moment. Even though I'm experiencing anxiety in this moment, I fully and completely love and accept myself. So the most important part of that phrase is the beginning and end, right? Even though I blank, I fully and completely love and accept myself. So you can fill in that middle piece with whatever resonates with you. I think I'm personally going to choose anxiety just because I know I struggle with anxiety. I think anxiety shows up for a lot of people. And so this could be a very powerful practice if it helps with your anxiety. But feel free to input your own thing here. And if you have a piece of paper handy, maybe write down that affirmation phrase so that you can use it in the next days and weeks to come. So even though I blink, I fully and completely love and accept myself. And notice how this is in the present tense, right? I fully and completely love and accept myself. Not I want to or I will, but I do. I fully and completely love and accept myself. So formulating this affirmation sentence and just getting really clear on the desired result. Maybe we want to release that anxiety or learn from that anxiety or transmute it into something bigger and meaningful. Whatever the case may be, let's get really clear. Let's take a few breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Encourage yourself to relax and become present. So because we're working on anxiety right now, I invite you to name your anxiety or name your emotion and then label it. We'll rate it on an intensity scale of 1 to 10. So if your anxiety is really low, maybe it's a 1 or a 2. If your anxiety is really high, it's maybe a 8, 9, 10. Pick a number that feels right for you. And then we'll begin with our tapping. So take your right hand, call this like the karate chop. So exposing the pinky side of your hand, and then we'll take the 2 peace fingers of our other hand and we'll start to tap on this meridian, this pressure point. You can close your eyes and just listen to the sound of my voice. I encourage you to repeat the phrase either silently in your head or out loud. This will make it more potent and powerful. So as we tap here on this pressure point, we're calling to mind the emotion that we're looking to release. And we'll begin by saying, even though I am experiencing anxiety in this moment, I fully and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm experiencing anxiety in this moment, I fully, completely love and accept myself. I'm feeling anxiety, but I know that I can still fully and completely love and accept myself. We're going to move on to the crown of the head, tapping with those same 2 fingers, and repeat your phrase. Even though I'm experiencing anxiety, I fully and completely love and accept myself. And then we'll start to adopt that phrase, keeping some of the same characteristics, and we'll just kind of address this anxiety in whatever way we can. So we might say, I'm feeling anxious. My body is tense. My mind is racing. But I fully and completely love and accept myself. I'm feeling anxiety. I'm feeling anxious. My mind is scattered. I don't know what to do. But I know I can get through this, and I fully and completely love and accept myself. We'll move down to the corner of the eye, 2 fingers here tapping right on the outside of your eye, either side, right or left side. And we'll continue. Even though I'm feeling anxious and ungrounded right now, I fully and completely love and accept myself. This anxiety within me is so loud right now, but that's okay. I can get through this. I fully and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling anxious, I fully and completely love and accept myself. Move down to just below your nose, right where the nice little crease above the lips lives, and we'll tap here. This anxiety can stay or it can go. Either way, I fully and completely love and accept myself. This anxiety can stay or it can go because I fully and completely love and accept myself. I have anxiety, but I know that I will get through this because I fully and completely love and accept myself. Now I'll move just below the lips, right on your chin. Sometimes my anxiety is crippling. It takes away the pleasure in life and it makes it hard for me to feel like I can fit in. I worry so much about things I can't control, and it overwhelms me sometimes. But that's okay because I'm strong and I know that I can get through this. I fully and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling anxious, I will get through this because I fully and completely love and accept myself. I fully and completely love and accept myself. We just let the tears come. We let them wash us clean. And then we move down to the collarbone. Either side, maybe you do both sides alternating. I'm feeling anxious. I'm overwhelmed and I don't know what to do. But that's okay because I will get through this. I fully and completely love and accept myself. Sometimes my anxiety is overwhelming. It seems like it takes over. That's okay. It can stay or it can go. Either way, I know that I fully and completely love and accept myself. And then we'll wrap our arms around, one on either side, and we'll tap the rib cage. It can stay and it can go. This anxiety that's living inside of me. I'm ready to release it now. And I'm ready to fully and completely love and accept myself. This anxiety can stay or it can go. I'm ready to release my anxiety. I fully and completely love and accept myself. This anxiety can stay or it can go. Either way, I fully and completely love and accept myself. And then we'll come back to that karate chop right on the pinky finger. Even though I may feel anxious now and in the future, it's okay because I know I can get through this. I'm strong, I'm powerful, and I fully and completely love and accept myself. Even though I may have anxiety now and in the future, it is okay because I am strong, I am capable, and I know what to do. I fully and completely love and accept myself. And right on top of the head. This anxiety can stay and it can go. It may come back, and that's okay because I fully and completely love and accept myself. And now let's let the hands find our lap. Come back to your breath. Feel this passing wave of emotion in your body. Honor that you are doing hard work, that you are strong, you are capable, and you are powerful. You are worthy and lovable. Tuning back into the emotion, just notice if anything has changed. Sometimes we might need to go through the pressure points again. Sometimes one round is more than enough. Bring our hands together at the heart space. And we'll finish with the sound of Om. This is a great way to use resonance to tone our vagus nerve, this unifying nerve that connects our brain to our gut and our mind and our body. If you're new to this practice, no pressure. You can also hum along, and this will give us the same vibrations and good benefits. So we'll start with a cleansing breath in and out. Inhale and begin. So I know this one can be a hard one, this emotional regulation and this willingness to accept things as they are without needing to change. As you probably saw, I had some emotions come up, some tears, some processing, and that's okay. It's going to happen. The beauty is being able to sit with the feelings because they will come and they will be intense and they will pass. So, for the rest of today, and as often as you can remember, I want you to take this mantra with you and practice it in your day-to-day life. Even if you just say it in your head without the pressure points, without adding anything extra to it, I think you'll find that it gives you some peace, that it's something to hold on to when the waves get really strong. So, if you need a little extra support, I am here for you. You can reach out to me at any time. I'll do my best to answer as quickly as possible. But this will be an ongoing practice. So use this mantra as much as you can, and it will become more comforting, more familiar. And do it now so that you feel confident doing it when those waves get really rough and when the emotion swells up and tries to overcome us. And I'll see you tomorrow at the same time. We'll be talking about the element of fire. We'll talk about digestion and discipline, and we'll do some energizing breath work, which I think will complement this emotional regulation practice very, very nicely. So I just want to say thank you once again for being here, for being vulnerable and ready and willing to do the work. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Until next time, may you be well.